Any man who complains to his woman about something that someone else said or does, for themselves especially. So any man who complains to their woman about something someone does for themselves, to themselves, or complains about someone else, especially in a family uh, situation, and you see this a lot with mom, dad families, all right, where you'll have the mom complain to the dad or the dad complain to the mom about something about their kid because they're not understanding the kid. Let's just put it that way. They think it's got to be a certain way. They've been taught already life's a certain way. So the kid having the mind of their own, all right, and having a process of their own, has a certain way of being and doing and understanding things. And with some family situations, instead of the mom and dad understanding and working with it, they fuss, they complain. They complain to each other, they complain to the kid, they try to tell the kid how to live and how to be, instead of actually understanding and finding a way to live in unity. It's like that, right? Anyways, so I've noticed this, man, and I guess this is I guess a lot of parents are going through something similar, and I had to learn some of this, and this is why I'm in my learning situation and this temporary change in my life. And I've been wondering, why the hell, what's going on here? And now I'm starting to realize certain things. And it's not just for me, but it's for y'all as well. Because if I decide to have a kid, then I got to remember these notes myself. So anyways, my kid gonna be wild. Shit. My kid's gonna be wild. Can you imagine that? They're gonna be jumping off of fucking roofs and trees, doing all kinds of shit. Anyways. So yeah, any man or woman who complains to their man or woman about another relative, especially another relative or in a family who's already grown and already a person who can think for themselves and has matured, that's not a man or a woman. Anyone who does that is not a man or a woman, all right? Is mad comfortable, basically, and they forget that, they forget that you are your own person. So, man, woman, either way, right? Anyone that does that complaining shit, yo, it is what it is. It is complaining. It is a sense of immaturity. And some people think that being mature, and the crazy part is, because you see it with how many families are programmed already to live a certain way, maturity is not about what you have acquired. Being a adult is not about what you have acquired externally, and a lot of people tend to forget that, especially families. They tend to forget that it's not about what you have acquired. It's about what you have acquired for your experience within yourself. Now, they'll have fancy arguments that basically go around the feelings of self and external stuff, but it's they'll what's that word? They'll theorize, as I like to say. I think that's the best way I can say it. They'll theorize about, oh, but if you like peace, for example, if you like peace, you should just go get your place and you could be working in a scenario. Or if you like peace, you should just avoid those people, but you like going to that place, So, point of the matter is, man, woman, if they complain, they complain. The point of the matter is also that you still need to do what you need to do for yourself, and you need to be able to use your discernment to see between the lines, read between the lines. Have that emotional intelligence, okay? Don't let fancy talk, okay, stop you from knowing what you know. Not just here, but in here, more importantly. Don't let that fancy talk stop you, okay? All that fancy talk and what seems like lovely talk and understanding, hey, be careful. That shit gets cynical, all right, with relatives and even some friends and people. You have to treat everyone not only with love and respect, but you also have to have your boundaries of being you, boundaries of, hey, this is me, this is what I'm going to do, and if you don't like that, or you can't respect it, okay, boundary right there, space, all right, that's it. All right, so don't allow anyone, okay, and like I said, any man or woman who complains, or in families, any relatives that complain about their kids, if y'all complaining about y'all kids, okay, instead of learning about the kid and letting the kid be themselves, all right, then you have a serious problem with you, okay? So I'm going to say this message real quick, one more time for my video, all right? If you have a kid and you families who are living together, your kids, if you're complaining about your kids, okay, you're talking to other people about your kids, you talking amongst yourselves about your kid, and instead of embracing your kid for how they are and letting them be, you trying to dictate and control every thought, how they feel and how they live their life. You have a serious problem with you, because that means that you have gotten to a point that you're not satisfied with your life. So whenever you see your kid or your relative, however old, young or already fully grown and can be a person for themselves, can think for themselves, if you have a problem with that, okay, and you see a problem with that, and you're complaining, and you say, oh, because they're this and they're that, then it's not them. The problem is with you, okay? Because I guarantee you, most of the time, all right, that person is staying to themselves, doing what they want to do for themselves, and you're complaining, okay? So if you're complaining, you need to snap the hell out of it, because you're lost, all right? You're lost, and you're losing yourself in someone else's world. Your friends, your relatives, your kids especially, they're not mini-me's of you, okay? Yeah, you can teach them certain things, but do not forget that they'll have their own perspectives, they'll have their own unique spectrum of understanding, and it is your job as a human being in general to understand the other person, be it relative, be it stranger, etc. Set healthy boundaries, in other words, boundaries that don't cross what you want to do, but also don't try to set boundaries that cross what they want to do. And don't use your external factors as a tool either. Don't use your house, don't use none of that, okay? Because none of that shit matters, all right? Peace.